You know, it's funny. It's just funny to me because, like, now... What?
No, it's fine. I just, to anyone who's worried, it's the last one. Don't worry.
It's the last one. Sorry. I know when Tegan talks, it's fine. When I talk, it's a big labor for everybody, but relax. I was just thinking about that song and just how I couldn't really afford therapy, like regular therapy. Like, you know, I would go for the occasional top up, but like I really in my 30s was when I had enough disposable income and had enough like sense to sort of prioritize my mental health. So, but in my 20s, like I just think to myself, like it would have been so different to like go to therapy and be like in regular therapy and be like, oh, and hear like songs that I'm writing and hear some lyrics that I've never done this in therapy, by the way, ever. That's humiliating.
It sounds awful.
It's awful.
I thought you were saying you did that, and I was like, that's the most humiliating.
No, I never talk about being a musician in therapy. Who has time? Gotta talk about you, gotta talk about mom, gotta talk about dad. I don't have time to talk about
Emmy.
No, I don't talk about Emmy. There's nothing to say. It's perfect. We're fine.
No, back in the day. Whatever,
No.
please just do the end.
Stop interrupting then. Now maybe I'll confused. Anyway, I just kept thinking like if you went to therapy and you gave your song to the therapist and they would just be like, Tegan, dial it back. Like, you sound a bit like, you know, like that's would have been probably would have just been like, you seem really, really,
well, I didn't want to embarrass you, but I talk about being a musician pretty much exclusively in therapy.
That's what you talk about?
Yeah.
Dial it back, probably. Why don't you focus on some other things? See what happens if you just don't talk about music in therapy. See what would happen.
The rest of my life is great.
Okay. It doesn't, just because you guys, as a group,
it doesn't have to be sad or bad in therapy. Therapy can be an amazing place where you just learn about yourself and you put things together and like figure out who you are and talk about the future, and it's just like a unbiased source to like listen and bounce ideas off of.
So how unbiased are they is what I want to know. Like you're paying them. Like unbiased would be probably like no financial, right?
I want to get out of here. Stay tuned to next year's tour of this exact same province and shows where we get into this therapy stuff again. Maybe that should be our next record. Anyway.
I don't want to do a record where you only talk about music in therapy. That's like some kind of like the caterpillar eating the butt scenario. I don't like it.
What? What do you know, Centipede? I don't know. Bye.
You know that crazy horror movie? That's what that sounds like to me.
Shut up and play the song. The caterpillar? It's like Sarah's next project is the kids' version of like Human Centipede for kids.
Truthfully, actually, thank you. You're right. This morning I FaceTimed with my son and he was reading one of those caterpillar books where the caterpillar just eats constantly. I don't understand what's the lesson there? Like, is the caterpillar overeating? Like, I don't understand.
Please. Thank you so much for coming to the show.
Thanks to everyone who stayed.